He helped tell the story of New York from the 1970s into this century. Journalist, educator, and great guy, David Diaz, died in March.
His life and his work were celebrated today on the eve of what would have been his 83rd birthday. Tony Aiello spoke with friends and colleagues.
He was born to tell stories, stories that mattered, stories that left an impact.
The legacy of David Diaz, front and center at Riverside Church in Morningside Heights, remembered as a true New Yorker who never lost touch with the soul of the city.
Not only was a reporter's reporter, he was a human being's human being.
Former news executive Joe Kosha recalling David's professionalism and humanity during the nightmare of 9/11.
Less than a half a mile from where the World Trade Towers used to be. That's very hard for me to say, but in fact, that's the case.
Cindy Hsu joined CBS 2 in 1993, just as David came over after many years at Channel 4.
In my 20s, and he was such a mentor. He was so professional. He was always such a gentleman. And no matter how rushed and stressed things were, he would always take the time.
In Brooklyn, David Diaz, CBS 2 News.
I always admired David. I was a little intimidated by him, but he was smart. And after he left local news, he taught. He was teaching the next generation of New York City reporters.
David believed in the power of journalism to inspire hope and inform democracy. New Yorkers saw him as someone who shared their struggles and values.
He has lived such a life, big roller coasters up and down, and I think that's what real people experience.
That smile, that love, David was one of a kind.
Diaz is survived by daughters Nina and Elena, who both have enjoyed distinguished broadcasting careers, and his beloved wife, Andrea. David was a proud native of Puerto Rico, a trailblazer in New York media for Latinos.
I was pretty well known in this town, and with a pretty good reputation that I built over time. I'm pretty proud of what I did.
You know, I grew up watching David Diaz, and I got to echo Cindy and Mary, who spoke in the piece. You know, when you saw him, I first saw him in the field as a reporter, and I was like, wow, that's David Diaz.
Yeah.
He was a legend, but he was also wonderful. And as Cindy called him a mentor, I think he was a mentor to everyone, but he was hard-nosed, he was funny as hell, but what a journalist.
And you know what, that being a mentor shows a sign that he really had passion and that he cared about this craft.
Oh, he cared about his craft, and he cared about this city. He really cared about this town, and he made it better with what he did. He was a giant.
Well, we thank his family for allowing us to be there.
We certainly do.